Good morning. My name's Alan Mayer, and I'm a retired Anglican priest, and I'm doing 365 Bible studies to introduce us to the different strands of literature that there are in the Bible and to find out about those who wrote it and what they believed. We are at the moment in the middle of a section looking at the way the biblical writers understood creation and our place in it. And we've come to the New Testament. We've come to St. Matthew's Gospel, chapter 13, verses 24 to 30, and the story Jesus told about the wheat and the weeds. Jesus put another parable to them. He said, "The kingdom of the heavens has become like a man sowing quality wheat seed in his field. But while everyone was asleep, his enemy came and sowed weedy ryegrass among the wheat and went away. And when the blades sprouted and produced grain, the weedy ryegrass appeared at the same time. So the master of the house's workers came and said to him, 'Sir, didn't you sow good quality seed in your field? Where has all this weedy ryegrass come from?' And he said to them, 'Someone, an enemy, has done this.' And the workers said to him, 'Do you want us to go out and pile them up now?' But he said, 'No, just in case, when you are pulling out the ryegrass, you uproot the wheat as well. Let both of them grow together until the harvest. And at harvest time I will say to the reapers, first pile up the ryegrass weeds and bind them in bundles to be burnt, but pile the wheat up in my granary.'" Jesus used images everyone could understand to illustrate how his new teachings differed from those of the scribes and Pharisees. They were still excluding Gentiles from temple worship, and along with them, anyone who had what they perceived to be a defect or a source of uncleanness of any kind: the lame, the sick, women during their periods or after childbirth, people with persistent skin diseases, those who dealt with the bodies of the dead, and so on. The categories of evil people were to them far wider than any way we might use today. Jesus wanted people to know for sure that God's love was for everyone and did not depend on the extreme interpretation of ritual regulations they tried to impose. But they did rather leave open the question of how we cope with evil in the world. Yes, God winks at our petty infringements. But what about those genuinely evil people who threaten others' freedom, well-being, prosperity, livelihoods, and life itself? For what reason would God allow such people to persist in the world? This parable provides us with a start towards an answer. Evil people are often cunning and conceal their actions. Maybe we never discover what we have been fraudulently robbed, or why a certain thing went missing, or why it was our house that got bombed or our family that had to flee. Sadly, the evil is deeply entangled in the world and in our lives, and uprooting it would cause irreparable damage to the good. At a more subtle level, we realize that the ecosystem that is each of our individual lives also has evil entangled in it. As St. Paul said, "I can will what is right, but I cannot do it. For I do not do the good that I want, but the evil I do not want is what I do." That's Romans chapter 7, verses 18 and 19. The gospel addresses this in a number of ways. This parable says that God will deal with the evil at the harvest, at the reckoning. And the death of Christ on the cross is a sufficient recompense for all the evil anyone has ever done. So no punishment will be meted out on those who rely on him. This parable leaves us with plenty to think about, and its practical implications go deep. Tomorrow, we come across what looks like a trade union dispute, and to understand it, we have to put our minds in quite a different world from the one we now inhabit. So I'll see you tomorrow.